It's Yule Cup 2 special show match 6 versus 6. We have had two team captains. They were practically drafting their team. We're currently waiting for one of the players. So to introduce, Team Infi consists of course, the Iceman himself, TD, IceOrc, 15 Sway, PCG, and XiaoKai, who is replacing XiaoKai here. Team TH is, of course, the 3X. Alongside Fly, Romantic, Sini, WFZ, and Angeline, who's usually an admin, but maybe has some special team game skills as well. We go in-game for the very, very, very first 6 versus 6 on a Back to Warcraft stream.
Oh man, the tranquility that we have here at the beginning of what's it called? Emerald Gardens, right? This is gonna change into a bloodbath here very, very soon. Yeah, 6 versus 6, 12 players. There's actually only very few maps in Warcraft that you can even play this on. 12-player maps is kind of insane. Like, what do we have? We have Emerald Gardens, we have Divide and Conquer, we have Ice Crown Glacier, and is that it?
There are some new ones. Some new ones were created just recently. So we have a market version for, I think, even like for 12 and for 24 players. But I'd say this is one of the more castable ones. So the other ones may be a bit more crazy even. So I think this is comprehensible still. So yeah.
Just clicking on the minimap, like having your, to put your camera somewhere and you drag it across the map. It's insane. I think we could fit like 8 Amazonias in here.
Yeah, whoever follows Back to Warcraft knows you two are slightly scared and overwhelmed by too many spawned players on one map. So
hey, I still like Twisted Meadows. Or what do you mean?
No, more than I'd say more than 8 players becomes tricky, or even more than 4 players.
Yeah,
for the two of you.
I'm very much looking forward to be the cameraman for this very special game right here. Let's click through the players real quick. In the purple, we have Team Infi, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, TD is with Infi, so this is Team Infi. TD spawning as a human, which is quite interesting. Right next to him is IceOrc from Lucky Future, and then we don't really know because it's Chinese names and we can't really see them. Angeline is in the south. In the blue, we have Team TH, and the colors are still wrong. I don't know what it is. With Angeline, with a couple of Chinese players that we don't know. WFZ is playing here as well as the second undead only. Fly in the left-hand side, another orc, and yeah. I have no idea who these players are, man, and I have no idea where to click, so guide us through this team game, please.
I think on the purple team, very interesting to see early on. Every player in the purple team took a hero with an aura early, so they will have True Shot. They will have every single aura in game. So except the one with the Shadow Hunter that we see on both sides actually. Shadow Hunter first, probably for Big Bad Voodoo, which.
Oh my god, is that actually a thing in 6v6? That would be hilarious.
I don't know, but I guess that's like why. I mean, Heal Wave is also not too bad, I guess, but it's usually not a first pick.
We've been seeing quite a bit of 2v2s lately, and this is of course 6v6 is certainly very different. But in 2v2 we already saw quite a telling amount of hero choices. For example, we see very little Blade Master and Farseer. Instead, it's a lot more TC and Shadowhunter for the orcs. And in general, the best heroes, especially the later the game goes, seem to be the ones with A, auras, and B, AoE abilities. And that, of course, makes sense. The more units you have, the more effective an aura is going to be. And also healing. Healing is also a big deal in 2v2. Is healing a big deal in the 6v6s? I mean, heal scrolls should be insane, right?
Yeah, heal scrolls for sure, and Tranquility, which we probably will see on one of these sides. If I guess there's no elf player on the blue team. Oh, right, there is one. So we'll see Tranquility or Potem solo, I guess. So,
So in case a viewer is very new to team games in general, what are the 3 big differences compared to solo play, for example?
It's just about the armies, I'd say, like you and how you position yourself, like how on the map. Like especially some weaker teams tend to waste way too much time and gold into just TPing around, being overwhelmed. And usually, even when you lose a fight or two, you can still win the game by just being in the right position with your remaining army. So comeback potential is huge in at least 4-on-4.
Would you think some units in these big scale team games are way stronger and way more part of the meta than they are in 1v1?
It should be all about air usually. So mass worms and like mass worms being the damage to the ground usually, and mass chimeras, and anti-air like mass bats, mass hippos, mass skarks. So that's what I think we will see, but we see an early fight here in the middle. So
perhaps they're trying to fight over the Green Dragon Roost, also a building that we see very rarely only. I hope we're gonna see the big boy Green Dragon later. 8 supply, 745 gold. That is quite insane. I think it's the one with Devour and stuff. Currently here, the purple team seems to be having the upper hand. We already have TC on both sides, as mentioned earlier. Aura and AoE abilities really strong. And the Scroll of the Beast! Look at this scroll on, like, what is that, 4 armies or something. It's time to GTFO for the blue boys.
Boy, this is quite some chaos. TD was forcing a town portal in the north already, but I guess the most important part is what happens in the middle. And Team Infi is doing a good job so far. Seem very coordinated here with, is it 5 armies? I think so, combined.
It's like Lord of the Rings. You know, Battle of the 5 Armies and stuff?
Yeah.
Ah, that was such a good movie. Didn't we all love The Hobbit?
Of course we did.
Speaking of like air units and stuff, worms and chims and so on, I knew about chims being a thing in FFA and I guess big team games. Aren't gyros good? Shouldn't gyros be good with all their splash damage?
For sure, gyros are amazing too, and it depends a bit. Like I'm not sure in this match. Apparently against bats, if you don't micro them well, it can be a bit tricky to keep them alive.
I guess
or
bats are the scariest thing against gyros, right?
And tanks, yeah. But
Usually
I expect these players to micro them quite well, so they could turn out to be very powerful.
But tank barrage only hits 3 targets, right? Not like infinite.
Tanks hit infinite.
Really? I always thought it was 3.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was.
HighTac, don't lose your credibility already. It's early on the stream.
Yeah, it's early, but people will forget.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I know that from my cast as well, man. So still,
when do we have the big dragon? He's got a big cooldown.
I'm a bit worried that it will only become available when this match is over already. So
No. We're gonna have a nice long game here. I'm not worried.
There's an FFA map, like a 4-player one called Boomtown, where there's also Dragon Roost, and I think the peak was seven dragons of the red dragons in one match. So it was me actually, I think last year. So.
Not bragging at all.
No.
Nice. So again, Team Infi seems to be in control of the middle, again winning this fight. We have the first dragons out. One for Team Infi here, one of the bigger ones, not the big one.
Yeah. So it's like, like Fountain Drakes kind of stuff. Not the big boy dragons.
The chat, by the way, confirmed that tanks hit up to 15 targets.
Wow!
That's a lot.
Pretty crazy.
And we do see an harass here on the, I was about to say purple main, but on this main. And it's tricky. I'm not sure why he went for Rifleman. Feels to me as if that's not a good call here.
And Human Mirror, definitely not the best one. TED has to TP out. The Footmen have defense, so what are the Riflemen supposed to do here? Not too much. He's not really giving up his base yet, but mass militia call. TED definitely a little crippled, but good micro from whoever 091 is.
And it seems, yeah, it seems a bit like a troll match to me, especially by the purple team. They went for no expansions here. Like, usually that's what you want to go for early on, and they have no expansions, and the blue team has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 expansions. So definitely a weakness for the purple team here.
Blue team also has stasis traps, Neo.
Yep.
Watch out!
Fly, he's continuing to play them. He played them in one-on-one already. And now he's bringing them into the 6v6 too. I think there's just too much going on that you can cancel them continuously.
And the undead player on the blue side going for necromancers, which could turn out to work really well against all this tier 1 stuff of the purple team. So purple team going for all in early on, but against mortar, necros not working, I'd assume.
And we have a pretty big fight here on the left-hand side here at the undead expansion of WFZ. This could be a very game-deciding moment. As you pointed out earlier, the purple boys don't have expansions to fall back on, so they need to get something done. But there's MGs to tank, there's so much mortar damage from behind, plenty of auras as well, and the necros for a bit of summoning as well. So breaking through here is not going to be easy.
But this is the best of 7, right?
Yes, obviously, we're gonna watch 6v6 all day. No, it's unfortunately just the best of 1 before we go into the FFA.
And it might already be like almost over. I don't think the purple team can come back into this. Like they don't have these expansions that they desperately needed here, and the blue team is well prepared to kill one, two, 3 of their main bases. So
we have to at least see 1 dragon. I'm not going to be satisfied if we leave here without a dragon.
yeah, he parked a grunt there, so there might be a chance.
I want to see some farm hiding. I want to see Ancients of War walking into the trees. We need to savor this 6v6.
Aren't you like a big fan of IceOrc anyways? And he's the one parking his grunt here, so that should make you happy.
IceOrc is really good. He's definitely better than Linguagua.
Shut the F up, man. He's just, you know, I'm a big fan of IceOrc as well. He's just very, very smart in his play, so he knows what's good. I mean, we don't agree on Huck and Linguagua, but there's kind of a consent over IceOrc.
Yeah. Why is Huck not playing? He'd be winning this game.
Of course. So another fight here, lots of stairs, traps, and the... Oh my god, I love these impales in team games. It just hits 1 billion units.
But they will just get destroyed here, it seems.
Even
There's a lot of army right here. We have chimps coming in, and they are certainly very good against these... what's it called? Mortar teams.
Yep.
Looked like for a moment there was no web, but now there is. Mortar teams are kind of protected. It's a big surround from the purple team. But the units may not be quite enough. Another TP coming in, more chimps joining, and actually WFZ is going to TP out here. The game won't end on the doorstep of the undead base. And it's impossible to tell who got a better end of an engagement in the 6v6.
Absolutely.
Like,
I have no clue what's going on.
I think
who's keeping count, guys? Who in chat has been keeping count? Tell me what units died.
I think it was 11. Just kidding. But I think the blue team kind of underestimated that, or didn't expect one of the purple players to tech to chimeras, and neither did I. So they arrived without anti-air.
Who is that, by the way? Is that 14 Sway?
I think so, because he's wearing the LP tag.
Yeah.
And these chimeras are really scary, but once the blue team prepares, they should be able to handle them. And now the purple team going for their expansions, so very late, but still better than never.
I'm surprised we're not seeing more Orc tier 3 here. Isn't Tiny Great Hall like super good?
Yes, I'm not sure if it makes a difference here in 6-on-6, but to be honest, I didn't keep track of the orcs. I only saw grunts so far, so not sure. Usually orcs want to get to casters like Bloodlust and Heal Ward super strong in these team games. So,
dude, has Ted just been stuck in his main trying to fend off attacks? He's still tier 1.
Yep.
He's like, I just want to join the boys. I just want to have some fun, but nope.
Ted is getting destroyed.
Who's 091? So they just play their one-on-one here at the top. They never joined any other fight.
Romantic.
Romantic
Okay.
against TD, yeah.
Oh, we have Tauren, Remo, Bloodlusted Tauren by Fly. He's definitely a crowd pleaser.
Oh, and all the bets getting wrapped here.
But a lot of gyros connecting. Ooh, that was a big explosion at the gyros.
My God.
Yep, they're cleaning this up now.
We have mortar teams with Frenzy, Unholy Frenzy in the back, dude. Alright, A-click wars. Who's got the better units? Oh my god, dude. I have no idea what's going on.
Everything is happening everywhere.
Look how big the MGs are with Bloodlust.
Yeah.
They're
the
bigger
blue
than an
team-
Necropolis.
The blue team is destroying the purple team here, so...
I don't know, it's pretty close, actually.
You think so? It's...
Oh my god. Yeah, they're getting kind of train wrecked right now.
Man, Frenzy and Bloodlust is so much attack speed, this Torrent. Okay, now the Bloodlust is over, unfortunately, but that was fun to see. GG by Team Infi. Team TH takes the very first 6-on-6 in Back to Warcraft history.
That was a pretty fun game, but where was the dragon?
That's what... Yeah, I don't think the cooldown was off yet.
That's all disappointing.
And we were quite lucky here, I think, that we didn't got like desynced or disconnected. That's sometimes caused by these new necromancers, like by the tier 3 upgrade, can cause disconnects, at least on Battle.net.
Yeah, not sure if NetEase has fixed that. But
Is that like a meta strat? Like when you're about to lose, you say, hey, now I make necros and hopefully we get desyncs.
It was a tough call back on W3 Arena. We needed to ban like back on hotspots. I think it was around patch 130. We needed to ban necromancers because like you could cause disconnects intentionally.
okay. Oh man.
Yeah, necros were very fun. You guys remember when it was on the PTR and you upgraded necro adept training and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't? That was so weird.
You know, there's a certain amount of RNG in Warcraft, so
Yeah, of course.
why not push it? Yeah.
You gotta roll the dice sometimes. Is the Great Wall playing in the FFA League, by the way?
Not this season.
Who plays the FFA League that we know?
Let me think. Do you know DV? Like DV
Yes.
is one of the more active one-on-one players. Currently, some of the American ones. So like many old school players still playing. Noax still one of the active and very good players, but probably rather unknown in the one-on-one scene. Who else?
I know HLA used to play a little bit, right?
Some did. I think yours also played 1 or 2 leagues. He was pretty good. War Chief Rich also. So back in the 2014-15 time, I think some of them played very actively when there was nothing going on the one-on-one side. And now it's very mixed. And some players, so many of the current players are active for like 10 years or 5 years, but they just return after some years and then they abandon the scene again. So yeah, very mixed.
I'm curious, since in the one-on-one scene we had a couple of patches that changed a lot in the meta game. How did FFA evolve? Is there something that changed dramatically due to the patches?
For sure, but in general, FFA has more like is more auto-balancing itself, because you always have these 4, 6, 8 players that can kind of balance the game, and human was always the strongest race by far. And I'd say the latest patches changed that slightly and made it a bit more fair. So Night Elf human probably the strongest still, followed by Undead, and then Orc being Orc having some difficulties in the late game usually, because they can just be base raced very, very easily. So
HighTac, I think you have to move down as you're currently the red player.
Let me try. Now I am.
Or do you want to show your skills against TH, Ted, and Infi?
No, I'm fine. Not with 350 ping.
All right. So 6-on-6 is done, and now we come into your special area, which is the FFA. So you guys on YouTube, check out the next video for sure.